Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to the return of Shatliff On Sunday. We've had a few weeks off due to various different things, including COVID last week, but it's an absolute honour and delight to be back with everybody from the front garden on this very nice, beautiful Corpus Christi Sunday, June 2nd, 2024. On the programme today, what's been going on whilst we've not been on air? Various different things, at least. I've got a makeshift lectern outside. Do I need an umbrella? Do I need to be on a canoe and jumping into Lake Windermere? Or do I need to be doing things can only get wetter? Or do I need to say, yes, somebody can come back into the party? Oh, but then again, no, they're not allowed to stand in this election. Yeah, they're just some of the things which have been going on over the last week and a half, as we are now just 4.5 weeks away from the 2024 general election. And of course, what's been happening across the pond in America, probably in that direction, is it? Mr. Trump, accusing people of being mentally ill and people being ill coming into the country, just because he himself has been found guilty of all 34 counts, but still thinks that he can be the president of the United States of America. We'll talk more on that later on. But before that, let's just have a little bit of spiritual reflection. There's an awful lot been going on, a lot for me to say as well, over the course of the next 30 minutes or so. Hopefully everybody can hear me. The last time I tried an outside broadcast, it worked, but there's no sound, and I seem to get higher ratings. But let's just go back and listen to more of "And Holy Is His Name" before we start discussing about all the big events of what's going on in the world of politics. So it's often stop and hear a verse. It's a beautiful thing. It's very, very appropriate for the visitation of our Blessed Virgin Mary, which was the feast day, which is on Friday, and of course for the Assumption of the Blessed Virgin Mary, which takes place in August.
Generations, everlasting is your mercy to the people you have chosen, and holy is your name. I am lowly as a child, but I know from this day forward that my name will be remembered, for all will call me blessed, and holy is your name. Through all generations, everlasting is your mercy to the people you have chosen. Is your name.
And it was last Wednesday, a week ago, when Prime Minister Rishi Sunak called an emergency cabinet meeting and then went onto the steps of Downing Street with a lectern, even though it was raining, to call a general election. So they'd already been in contact with His Majesty King Charles III to say that he wanted to get Parliament dissolved and call the election. Many people have said, why on earth was this sudden election suddenly called when people were expecting it to be potentially in November, or even going as far down the road as far as January 2025. No actual specific reason has actually been given as to why the general election was called. There's all kinds of various different conspiracy theories, even people saying, was it possibly because of the court case that was going on with Bill Reynolds from the post office that was also taking place on the same day. There's also talk, is the Prime Minister planning to leave the United Kingdom, thinking he's going to get a complete election wipeout and then go and live in California with his, understandably with his family, because his two children could then be at age for where they could then be changing schools and going to schools in California. He said in an interview with ITV News last week that he has no plans to leave the United Kingdom, whatever the result of the general election is, and plans to continue in the world of politics. There's also been talk, has the election been called due to the fact that the economy at the moment, because the inflation figures went down on that particular Wednesday, is the possibility that the economy is as good as it's going to get at the moment, could potentially get worse further down the line. And if you're fighting, anyone that fights an election always mentions the economy anyway. Let's go now rather than later if things are on a boom or a slight boom. So we don't know the exact reason. But one thing I'm going to say, and I've not been able to say for a week and a half as such, due to the fact that last week sadly I had COVID. An interesting fact which I'll tell you in relation to COVID in just a moment, but back in May 2023 on Shatliff On Sunday, after the local elections that took place, I said that I thought that the Conservatives would still hold on if there was a general election, knowing it would be most likely this year at some stage or even later last year, but whenever it's going to be, I said that Conservatives would hold on with a majority of 5. Today, on Sunday, June 2nd, 2024, I am going to stick with what I said. I am going to say that Conservatives will hold on with a majority of 5 seats on that general election, which will take place on July 4th, because you can really make a mix up with the election dates when it's everything that's on everybody's tongues in the world of politics, and I make the error there. Now, I am being told to wish a happy birthday and getting some interaction, which is absolutely fantastic. So, happy birthday to the person who said that they want to be wished happy birthday with a nice, beautiful, sunny day for your birthday as well. I was going to say, in regards to a coincidence in relation to COVID, when I had COVID for the second time back in October 2023, it was also the time that Liz Truss, who was the Prime Minister for a few weeks, when she announced she was stepping down, the day I was able to come out of self-isolation and I tested negative was the day that Rishi Sunak became leader of the Conservative Party. The day before, he then became Prime Minister. Ironically, I was not feeling well when the announcement of the general election was called, and the day after the general election was when I tested positive for COVID. A remarkable coincidence. Is that showing any sign of a fate or not? I do not know. But anyway, just saying some different kinds of things. So what have we had over the last week and a half? Yes, we've had politics, and it's not going to stop. We're going to get this now for the next 4.5 weeks, and even further than that. Because, okay, the opinion polls, I give them my prediction there, which I'm sticking with. The opinion polls give Labour 20 plus in the polls ahead of Conservatives. But is it going to be a clean-cut win for Labour? Even with various different things which have happened this week during the election campaign and different things that has been taken aside, where there's been the situation in relation to Diane Abbott, whether or not she should or should not be allowed to stand again for Labour. Even with that, Labour are still high in the polls. But the big question to actually ask at this precise moment, when you look at the run-up to the 1997 May 1st general election, Thursday, May 1st, 1997, that was the first general election that I was able to vote in. And okay, the mood of the country was, yes, that they wanted to get rid of the Conservatives, but also at the same time, the then leader of the Labour Party then became the first Labour Prime Minister for many, many years, Sir Tony Blair, who was Tony Blair at that particular stage now, Sir Tony Blair. He was seen as a breath of fresh air. When we compare Tony Blair to Tony Blair to Sir Keir Starmer, is that still the same situation? Is it the fact that people just want the Conservatives out, so therefore they will vote for Labour? I keep saying Rishi Sunak, I do apologise. Is Sir Keir Starmer, is he the breath of fresh air in terms of wanting to be, as far as a Prime Minister is concerned? He's older, than what Sir Tony Blair was at the time when he became Prime Minister back in 1997. But also then looking on the other hand as well. In 1992, on Thursday, April the 9th, that was just before I finished secondary school, and that was when there was the general election. Labour were seized to win that general election, but in the end, John Major held on as Prime Minister with a much smaller majority, but a small working majority, for another 5 years. Now, so again, there are comparisons between all these various different elections, and during the time of recuperation for COVID, I was watching all various different election programs and all this kind of stuff, just doing some specific research, etc. But also, when you think to yourself as well, I was saying about the fact that Tony Blair was seen as a breath of fresh air in 1997, John Major being much older, a massive amount, but older in comparison. So now is Rishi Sunak seen as the younger, fresher candidate compared to Sir Keir Starmer, slightly older. Just putting all kinds of different hypothetical different scenarios out there just to see indeed what people think. There's a poll that was put on GB News on yesterday, on Saturday. I'm just going to go onto the actual thing now and actually show you what that actual poll was. So a poll from GB News, who are known to be right-leaning. For those who are wondering what I mean, in the world of politics, you could either be at the centre ground, or you could lurch to the left, or the far left, or you could lurch to the right, or the far right. And the poll for GB News was the number of seats predicted to be won by each party at the general election. Labour 493, Conservative 72, Lib Dems 39, SNP 22, Plaid Cymru 4, Green 2. And if that indeed was to come to any form of fruition, then that would then mean that Labour would have a majority of over 450 seats. Is that likely to happen? Sorry, a majority of 354. Is that likely to happen, even despite any political climate that we are potentially going to be in at the moment? Again, it all will have to be, all will soon be known. We will have to wait and see. Now, one thing which is definitely for sure is that there are going to be the leader debates, and there's one taking place between Rishi Sunak and Keir Starmer on Tuesday evening. It's on ITV1 between 9 o'clock and 10 o'clock. There will also be other debates which will be taking place. On Tuesday afternoon, as I finished reasonably earlier, I am going to be out and about at the location of one of those debates before it actually takes place, just to see what the mood of the people around the area are. I'm not going to reveal where it is due to security reasons, but you'll soon get an idea when you start seeing posts and various different things. Also on Thursday, it is 80 years since the D-Day landing. It's when the Allies went over to Normandy and into Europe to eventually to bring peace to Europe. Sadly, peace in Europe is not the case now, and although it was victory in Europe for Western Europe on May the 8th, 1945, Eastern Europe was under the complete control of Joseph Stalin and Russia, and we all know what is happening in Ukraine today. So we need to make sure that peace, prosperity is brought back to Ukraine, peace, stability and freedom immediately. For the people of Ukraine, and then of course to protect the rest of Europe, because if Ukraine was to fall, which we hope it would not do, then where would Putin go to next? So on Thursday, we are going to be remembering the people that gave their lives and did everything they could to eventually bring the Second World War in Europe to an end. Now, over the coming weeks, during this general election campaign, it is all about politics. There's no subjects about that whatsoever. But I want to have some interaction. It's wonderful that someone asked me to say happy birthday. But what I also want to do, I want people to come and join me live on Shatliff On Sunday to discuss what's happening during that general election. We can even have programmes other than the Sunday. As I've already said, we're going to do something on Tuesday evening as well. But we can do some more interaction. But I want people's views. You might be a first-time voter. You might be thinking, what on earth am I supposed to be doing here? People that are more experienced at voting might also be thinking the same thing. You might normally vote one way, but think, should I vote another? Or you might have voted another way one way and think, what do I do this time? You might be a candidate or someone that's stood for public office in the past, or is anything at all. You might also be an international person who lives here in the United Kingdom, is sadly not able to vote, but you want to give your opinion or want to speak about it. Again, please come on to this programme. I do not bite. And all candidates from all the various different political parties or platforms are all welcome to come and have an interview. All I need to do is to take this laptop and bring it to you, or you can come here and stand in the garden and we'll have a discussion, provided we get some nice blazing hot sunshine. Not just for the next 4.5 weeks, we want the sunshine to stay like this for quite some time. So there is an awful lot to be thinking about and to discuss over the coming weeks without any shadow of a doubt. On election night itself, I will be working the following day, but I will be doing some coverage. There's no discuss about that whatsoever. I'm not going to miss out on an exciting opportunity of a general election. I have mentioned as well what's happened in America this week. Again, do the people of America want Donald Trump, and he's been given millions of pounds even after being found guilty on all 34 counts, or do the people of America want Joe Biden? His son himself is actually, Hunter Biden is on trial this week in America, so that's going to make the headlines. But Joe Biden has given a big announcement on Friday about what he wants to do to try and give peace, to have some kind of a ceasefire to give peace to the Middle East. But what is also said as well, which should be the case, and I don't have any shadow of a doubt, is that Ukraine are allowed to fire those missiles that they have provided them to stop the Russians in Kharkiv. Ukraine should be able to fire the missiles like anything at Russia at any time, and even in Russia, without any shadow of a doubt whatsoever. Russia needs to be stopped. Right, okay. That's about it for this week on Shatliff On Sunday. So we get the picture now as to what to expect over the coming weeks. The email address inquiries@benjamin@shatliff.com. That's inquiries@benjamin@shatliff.com. If you want to join a WhatsApp or even Telegram group for Shatliff On Sunday, then drop me a message. You can either drop me a private message through YouTube or through Facebook, Instagram, social media, or by email. Give me your number and I will then put that into the WhatsApp group for any discussions regarding Shatliff On Sunday. But I do want to emphasise this special point because I know we do have some younger viewers as well that are tuned into Shatliff On Sunday. You can only join any WhatsApp or Telegram group for Shatliff On Sunday if you are 18 years of age and over. So you've got to be 18 years of age and over, someone that is of legal age to be able to vote. Okay? But 18 years of age, international visitors, of course, allowed as well, but I'm just saying about the fact you've got to be over 18. No one under 18 can subscribe to the WhatsApp or Telegram group. Right, well that is it for today. I hope that everybody has kind of enjoyed the programme today. I hope that everybody can actually hear clearly as well what is being said. And we will be back next Sunday. Hopefully the weather will be nice. We can do this again. But don't forget, I'll be recording something special on Tuesday evening from a location where if the sun shines or whatever the weather is still nice, and there will be a nice breeze of water as well. That's it from me for now. Goodbye, take care, stay safe, and enjoy the day and enjoy the feast of Corpus Christi. Goodbye for now.
My soul is filled with joy as I sing to God my Savior, you have looked upon your servant. You have visited your people.